Okay, today we are going to learn how to add a table of contents onto a document. So we've got this document right here. This is where our table of contents is actually going to go. This document already has the different styles applied to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure we know which styles are being used in each one that we want to add to the table of contents, because we're going to actually manually add one. That way you'll know how to do that to get exactly what you want. Okay, so we definitely want chapter 1 written into our table of contents. So if we go up here to our styles panel and we click the down arrow, you can see that this is the style that is applied to each chapter. And the name of it is Heading 1 Chapter Number. We just need to remember that so that when we go back to start applying or putting the list for the table of contents, that's the one that we want to choose. We also want to have this purpose of the order, and the style for that one is Heading 3 Subparagraph A. This order also has sections in it because it's a really long order. So if we go down to chapter 4, we can find there's a section right there, section. That way we can look up what sections are. Sections are called Heading 2 Paragraph 1. We go down to the appendix. Our appendix is called Heading 4 Subparagraph 1. And I'm just typing it on a little note sheet that I can remember. So if I forget what they are. We also want to check to make sure if we have any tables or figures in here, if we want to make a table for that, to see what the headings are for each one of those. Like here is a figure. So the style that was used on that one is called Caption Figure. And if we look up and find a table, we can see what the table is called. Guess it's not called anything. It's called Caption right there. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to our place where our table of contents is going to go. We're going to go to the Reference tab, and we're going to add a table of contents. So if you click on the drop-down arrow, you can see that there's several built-in automatic tables that we could have used, but it would probably not give us exactly what we need for this particular document. Like I can click on that one and you'll see it's automatically adding the table. So it did add the different chapters and the second level, the headings. It's got the sections on there, but when you get down to the appendixes, these are not what we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that table of contents. And we're going to manually add one manual table. If we just click on that, and you can see when I do this click down arrow, I've got several already saved in here for me that I use. We're going to actually not use the manual table, we're going to use the custom table. So then it pops up with this little box, and there's a variety of headings already showing up that would show up on our table of contents if we use this one, like what just showed up a second ago. So we are actually going to modify it and make sure that it's Times New Roman 12, because that's what we need for ours, and those are already fixed. Sometimes you have to go in and change it. So even though it says Times New Roman, it's indented like 0.14, and you can actually modify it. And this is the styles box that we use all the time for styles. And you can format the paragraph and indent it however much you want to indent it, how much spacing before. Actually, this is all good for this one. So we're going to say okay. And then we're going to choose our options. So we want the styles. So we're going to go through these table of contents levels, TOC levels, and decide which ones that we want to add. And you can see every style that I've ever used is listed on here. So you probably won't have all of these. So the first thing I do is go through here and take everything off. That way I don't accidentally get a style added in the table of contents that I am not using. Okay, so now there's nothing on there, and we're going to add the items that we looked up earlier. So chapter heading, it was heading 1, chapter number. So we're going to go down to heading 1, chapter number. We want that is the first level. Heading 2, paragraph 1, that was our section number. So we're going to make that our level 2. Sorry about that. Make that one our level 2. Our heading 3, like the 1-1s, was this one, heading 3, subparagraph A. So we're going to make it 3. Now our appendix was actually heading 4. Most of the time it's heading 6 or 7, but on this particular document it's heading 4. We want the appendix on the first level, so we want it even with where the chapters are. So that's all that we actually want added on this table of contents, unless you want to embed the tables and the figures inside the table of contents, or you can make up your own table of contents with the tables and figures. So we're going to go ahead and embed it in here. So we're going to find where it says caption, and you see these are all in alphabetical order. And we're going to make it a level 3, or you can make it a level 4. And then we're going to click OK. So this is how it will show up in the table of contents. Heading 1 and heading 4 on the level. Heading 2 is that's what page it's on. Heading 2 is and will be right there. Heading 3 will be indented a little bit more right there. And our captions and figures, our tables and figures will be in one more time. You can change how this goes out to the numbers. If you don't want them right aligned, they'll just be right next to each other. You can have it so you don't even see the page numbers, but we always have the numbers all the way out, and we have it with dots. But you can choose different items here and have the leaders go out that way. Okay, so now we've got it all set up, and we're going to click OK. And it's thinking. And now it all pops up. So we can go up to the top. And we see chapter 1, 1 to 11. There's table 1 and table 2 in this chapter. So you see each one of them is set up as the table of contents. Now the font on each one of these is different. Should all be Times New Roman 12. Sometimes it does not show up that way. Sometimes you have to go back and correct it. And to do that, all you do is highlight them all. The whole table of contents, which is, this one is several pages because it is a very long order. No, it's not very long. It's just a long order. See, our Appendix B is not Times New Roman. Our appendix letters. Okay, so now we go up here, make everything Times New Roman, make everything 12, and now it's all correct. So that is how you make a custom table of contents for your document.